Hey everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net on Sunday the 19th of January. Thanks again for watching. Hope you're okay today. Looks as if we're in for a bit of a week of what we've already seen, really. It's going to be cooler temperatures, but there will be some outbreaks of rain around at times, and that elusive cold looks as if it's going to be staying away from us. And to be honest, there's very little sign of it, particularly showing up on the models as well. Let me just show you, first of all, just an interesting chart here. This is the sea surface temperature analysis. It's the anomaly chart from a few days ago, and just interesting to note, look, warmer than normal waters there towards the north of the UK. We've got cooler than normal waters through the Atlantic. Now, actually, what this is showing, I think, is that we've got quite a stratified Atlantic at the moment. So, actually, there is little change in temperature between these two areas. So, what's happening is that when we get in this west to west-northwesterly flow coming across the Atlantic, it's the water, the sea surface temperature is going to be cooler within this zone, but it will be warmer within this zone because of where that wind is coming from, blowing across the Atlantic. So, it's not actually as dramatic as it first appears. I think it just shows that we've just got this stratified area of temperatures throughout this sort of zone. It will be having an impact on the weather, and I'm wondering as well if that's starting to have a little bit of an impact on numerical models. You see, ECMWF has been pretty pokey in trying to bring in the idea of cooler air, and it keeps trying to do it at days 9 and 10, but if we just skip through the charts here, these are in 24-hour steps with the times up here in the top right-hand corner. You'll notice that through the course of this week, really we're just dominated by this westerly flow that occasionally nips into the southwest, then goes back into the west-northwest, stay with the jet stream moving across us, meanders in the jet stream, just building through. Occasionally we get this ridge that builds out towards the west. That then strengthens troughs that move their way eastwards, and it's those that bring us brief hits of cooler air, but nothing dramatically cold before the next ridge builds in. So ECMWF's going for that idea, as is the ensemble. This is the GFS ensemble. Times again here, top right hand corner. Just watch as we knock through these in 12-hour steps. You'll notice how we stay with this idea of the west to west-northwest flow, occasionally going into the southwest, or ridges and troughs moving through, but really nothing dramatically changing from this westerly flow, and keeping the idea of this trough over the central and southern parts of Europe. And you know what? When you see this sort of pattern take place and it being that dominant, it kind of says to you, well, actually, the chances of a rapid change in that are fairly low. So I do think that what we see at the moment is pretty much what we get for a while. Yeah, Canadian, that's pretty similar too. So again, let's just knock on. Here we go. Look, we stay with that idea of a west to west-northwesterly, occasionally going into the southwest, areas of low pressure passing to the north, bands of rain passing eastwards, trough develops out to the east, look, and really brings us very little change. And this idea of that cut-off here developing over the Mediterranean, to me, looks perfectly reasonable. I just don't see much change in it. Here's the ECMWF. This is the sorry, not the ECMWF. This is the ECMWF on the left, GFS on the right. 7 to 10 day means taking us from next Sunday to Wednesday, and you notice very, very similar. Above normal heights here across central Atlantic, below normal for the eastern parts of the states, where another really cold plunge is going to be hitting hard here across the eastern eastern quarters of the states. That really is going to hit them hard again. Such brutal outbreaks of cold air coming in. GFS, very similar look, above normal heights in the Atlantic, below normal across the states, across the northern parts of the Atlantic, and again, look, that hit of brutal cold coming down into the eastern parts of the state. So very similar conditions between the two. Jet stream is in here, blowing across the Atlantic, bringing the areas of low pressure, but not as vicious as they were because the jet just not quite as strong across the UK as it was at the beginning part of the year. CFS this morning, I think, probably has it about right, you know. Look, it kind of holds on to temperatures generally holding around the sort of 5 or 6 degree mark across the south through this period, going up to the early part of February, and then we see this increase in temperatures in the middle part of February before it sort of slacks off again later, but no real signs of cold in there, and I can absolutely see that. I think there may just be 1 or 2 colder days there, here and there, but nothing dramatic is showing up on there at all. And that's the chart for Birmingham. If we just look at the CFS temperature chart for Glasgow, pretty much the same look, flat temperatures going through up until the middle of February, well, the 2nd, 3rd of February, then we see that increase take place. So again, it's as it was really, nothing dramatic showing up, no real huge indications of winter on its way. Yes, there may be some cooler days, but I think what we're seeing is pretty well what we're getting. Of course, we'll keep a very close eye on things for you, but for now, thanks for watching. A reminder that weatherweb.net is kept free of charge by you. It's by you coming back and using the site, which means we can put more adverts in front of you, which keeps us free of charge. Don't forget you can get a detailed fast forecast by clicking on the fast forecast here. Gary has those for you, available every evening after 10 p.m. Fantastic for a forecast for the next couple of days ahead. And also you can also take a look at our detailed farming forecast at farmersweather.co.uk. So thanks again for watching. Keep the sun shining whatever you're doing. If you like milder winters, or at least winters without much snow, then at least this is good news for you. But if you want snow, then I'm afraid it's not a forecast to make you very happy. So thanks again for watching. Keep the sun shining, and bye for now.